Caught wife cheating day before anniversary. D-Day was 10 days ago, January 29th. I won't forget that day now either, because of the day after was our anniversary. Our story. Been with my wife 29 years, married 26. I'm 51 male, her 49 female. 2 grown kids, 24 male and 22 female. Meet in college, dated, feel in love, married, and thought what I believed was a great marriage. Did a lot of things together, talked all the time, communicated about things that were troublesome. Both of us had successful careers that we both supported each other in along the way. Great love life. Maybe not as often as when we were younger, but just as passionate. She's in IT and I own a small landscaping company that employs 75 people that I started after graduation. She's been working from home a lot since COVID, and we have been talking about my easing out of the day-to-day operations and her going part-time so we can spend more time together and travel, etc. Now that the kids are established, moving back, there were no red flags that I've read so much about. No weird texting, no guarding her phone, no clothing changes, no unusual behavior, no nights out with people from work. When she did go out, it was friends and family. And I always heard from someone the next day how I should have come. But I wanted her to go out without me, and I enjoyed being by myself doing stuff in my shop. She always was home early. To say I was blindsided is an understatement. D-Day. The week before, I had booked a weekend at a romantic bed and breakfast owned by some friends. Our state is open. Winter Festival was that weekend. I leave work early to surprise her and tell her to pack a bag. We're going away for our anniversary. I pull my truck in the driveway and find a strange car there. Right away, I just knew. Don't know why, but I did. I'm hoping and praying I'm wrong, but my gut is telling I'm not. I sit there a while wondering what to do. Leave and talk to her later. Leave and pretend I didn't see it. Not sure what to do. I'm shaking so bad I can't see straight. When I have something at work, I have to do that might be uncomfortable. I always tell myself, man up. Get this over with. Suddenly, shaking stops and I feel very calm. No idea how, because inside I'm a wreck. I sneak in the back door and my black lab is laying there with a sad face, like he knows instead of jumping on me. Man, I love that dog. He stays as I quietly go up the stairs. When I get upstairs, I can hear what is going on in our bedroom. I get to the door and open it and see her boss on top of my wife. I stand there for a second and yell out surprise. The crap show that followed would be laughable if it didn't hurt so much. He rolls off trying to get out of bed, but he gets tangled up in the sheets. My wife is screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and trying to cover up, but can't cause he's still tangled up. He finally gets out and starts looking for his clothes, only they're on the other side of the bed. This just hit me, in about the same spot where mine used to end up. Don't know why, but I beat him to them and grabbed them. My wife is crying. I'm so sorry. Over and over. I back up to the door and stand there, and he's standing next to the bed, naked. I grab the big easy chair out of the corner and pull it to the door and sit down. He asks for his clothes, and I say no, and toss him my wife's robe from the back of the door. He starts to walk towards me. Now, even though I'm 51, I'm in good shape. 6'3". 240. Years of going to the gym and working and landscaping have seen to that. I look at him and say, if you get any closer, it's not going to end well for either of us. You'll be in the hospital and I'll be in jail, so why don't you just sit down? Wife is now sobbing into the pillow and he sits down. After an uncomfortable silence, he asks, "What now?" My reply is, I have no idea. Wife is still crying a little but sits up. Finally, I pull out my phone and tell them that they are going to tell me everything while I record it all. They look at each other and my wife asks, "What do I mean everything?" I say everything. How it started. How long has been going on? When? Where? Hotels, dinners, etc. Everything. My wife says this is the only time, to which I yell bullshit. There is no way you'd be comfortable enough to bring him to our bed if this hadn't been going on for some time. If you lie to me again, I'm walking out that door and finding a divorce lawyer. She starts crying again. So, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, it all comes out. Been going on for over 9 months. Started with him flirting with her, etc. Until he asked her to lunch and she went. A few drinks later, they were at a hotel. Came home to me that night like nothing happened. She swears that it was killing her and she wanted to tell me but didn't know how. Again, I call bullshit. If it was killing you, it would not have been so easy to keep it going. They even went to a week-long convention for work that I used to go with her too. She told me company policy changed and spouses couldn't go anymore. I put my phone away and more silence. Then an idea hits me. I look through his clothes for his phone and ask him for passcode. He actually gives it to me, so I start going through his phone. I find some pictures of the woman I assume is his wife and ask her name. Carol. She's very pretty, but not as pretty as my Ashley, I tell him. More picture of kids. Find out he is 3 and finally a family picture of all of them. I hold up the phone and say, a beautiful family. Why did you throw it all away for a tumble with my wife? His reply, what do you mean throw it all away? Me, you really think Carol Lee isn't going to find out? Him, how is she going to find out? Me, I'm going to call her right now. He stands up and says, no, you can't. My wife screams out, please, you can't do this to him. I lost it. You've destroyed me, our family, our friends, our future, and broken my heart, and you're worried about him. I'm shaking again, trying not to let her see cry, but I can't hold together anymore. I fall back in the chair and start sobbing. She tries to come over to me, but I look at her and say, stay the hell away from me. After a while, I calm down and look at his phone again. He again says, please don't, I'm begging you. I swear I'll tell her. Yeah, right, I reply. He's standing there pleading with me not to as I find her number and decide FaceTime would be even better. She answers in high sweet, looks surprised and says, who are you as my husband? Okay. He is for now, but won't be in a minute. I flip the screen to show him standing there in my wife's robe. I say I believe you know him. The room he's standing in is my bedroom. The flowered robe he's wearing belongs to this woman. Swinging the phone to catch my wife, trying to pull the sheets over her head, but too late. That's my wife, and I came home early today to find them having intercourse. I truly feel sorry for her and lousy for how I did it. She starts crying, and he tries the honey. I'm so sorry, I can explain. It was just one time it set a routine. I tell her not to believe a word that it's been going on for over 9 months and that I spent the last 15 minutes recording all the details they were willing to share. I tell her I'm going to text her my number, and she should send me her email, and I'll send her the video. I give him the phone, and I hear her tell him when he gets home. There will be a bag packed outside, and if he tries to come in the house, she'll call the police and hangs up. I toss him his clothes and he leaves after he's dressed. Now it's just me and my wife. She looks at me and starts to cry, saying she is so sorry. Never meant to hurt me. Can I forgive her? It didn't mean anything. All the usual cheater's bullshit. I look at her, tell her to pack a bag and get the hell out of my house. I go downstairs and pour a drink. I'm sitting on the couch when she comes downstairs. She starts towards me and I say, just stop. She asks if we talk about this, and I tell her maybe, just maybe, but not now. I tell her it's going to be really hard to not look for a divorce lawyer, and she starts crying again. She looks at me and I know, and I love you is coming. I say, don't you dare say that right now, because I don't think I will ever believe it anymore. More crying as she turns and walks out the door. Seeing her crying, walking out the door, my entire life leaving. I break down and fall on the floor, shaking, sobbing uncontrollably. No idea how long, but I finally sit down, still crying, and call my best friend. I try to speak, but start crying again and can't get the words out. He asks, what's wrong, but I can't talk. He asks if I'm at home, and I kind of grunt, yeah, and says he'll be right there. 30 minutes later, he's in my house. I'm still crying. I give him my phone with the video up and he proceeds to watch. I can't bear to hear it and get us both a drink. He comes in the kitchen and takes me drink away and dumps them both, saying this isn't gonna help you. Tells me I can't stay here tonight alone and go upstairs and pack a bag. I come downstairs and he has my lab on a leash and we go to his house. That was 10 days ago and I still feel like absolute crap.